So we'll basically take a look at the Intel's Celeron 3205 processor. Uh, Basically, it's a it's a Broadwell processor, and more specifically, it's a Broadwell U series. And Broadwell is basically a successor to the Haswell, bringing in the process improvement from 22 nanometer technology to 14 nanometer technology. And this technology basically it fits in more transistor in a given wafer or in a given die, making it more profitable for Intel. But more importantly, Intel has to do it because the newer process technology also brings in mainly the process and the performance improvement. So Broadwell is basically it also improves the CPU performance a little bit, not much. There is no substantial change in the CPU architecture, but working a little bit on branch prediction and making the buffer a little larger, it's able to improve a little bit of performance. You also have some new instruction set for cryptography that software can take an advantage of in future. So Celeron 3250U is basically a low performance and entry level processor, which is good. It should be good enough for tasks like internet, web browsing, word processor, and so on and so forth, creating presentation and things like that. So 3205 is a dual core and it does not support hyperthreading. That's where the support, the hyperthreading not being supported makes it different from core i3. The clock frequency is lower at 1.5 gigahertz. It does not have any turbo, and we have this information from a leaked slide from VR Zone that's we like to present you that presentation, which basically lists these two processors, 3205U and 3755U, a 1.5 gigahertz processor with uh, at 115 watts rating. So coming back, we now have a 1.5 gigahertz and no turbo, and while this it's a U series and it's a slightly lower power envelope at 15 watts. Um, we should get a 5% performance improvement over the similarly clocked Haswell processor, and nothing substantial. But on the graphics side, Intel has done a substantial amount of work in Haswell, and it should pass on some of this performance improvement in Celeron 3205H. And though at this point of time we do not have a lot of information, but Intel calls it Intel ST graphics, clocked at 300 to 800 megahertz, depending it has its clock and max turbo frequencies. We have TDP 2 MB of LT cache, and that's what the information we have as of now about the Celeron 3205U. It's a decent entry-level processor for low cost and should be good enough for some decent and smooth graphics, but don't expect to play games. You have to at least upgrade to Core i3 to be able to play some decent games. Keep looking at this page for more information. In the description section we will have a link to some more videos, including that of its benchmark and other results. Thanks for taking a look.